We are back with the final first round podcast. The last 16 players. We will have a Sweet 16 podcast and a potential Final Four podcast coming. But this is the last of the first round. I got Brett Detmar with me joining Caleb Youngman.
Hey, Tim.
Welcome to the show, Brett. This is going to be a fun one. We're going to start with the number 1 seed. You plant this seed, you let it grow. Versus number 64. Number 64, Griffin Smith. Number 1, Caleb Youngman. Why don't you start off talking about yourself, Caleb? Let's hear it.
If I lose this matchup, I'm exclusively going to be Griffle Ball.
Yeah, you don't need 2 mics.
Okay. Who is Griffin Smith and how many games has he played? A half a game?
Griffin Smith has a career total of 2 games, and he went 0-2.
I mean, at least he doesn't leave for weather. Thunderstorms.
Whoa, Caleb did leave for weather. Tornadoes were getting a little crazy.
This matchup. Caleb
Storms
going to
are Broadway.
16.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about this. 3-time MVP. Finally won is Mr. Leroy. Okay. Next matchup. Number 32. This is interesting. He just showed up. He just showed up here right now. Number 32, Austin Warner. Number 33, Lucas Miedema. Caleb, Austin versus Lucas. This is an interesting matchup. Who plays you next round?
You got to keep it in-house. LTFU, baby. That's right. Warner's going to move on here. Warner's got the experience. Okay? That's why he's going to move on. Okay? Warner lives next to me. What more can I say?
Austin and Lucas.
Yeah.
Talk to me. This is
All
the
right,
worst
anyway,
podcast of the 4.
Lucas's girlfriend is very good looking, Caleb. So,
Does that
sure
mean he gets the...
I don't know.
Okay. We're not
not
discussing
sure.
Lucas and Austin's sex life on this. This is about wiffle ball.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying.
Why are we talking about Warner's sex life right now?
No, I
On
saw
this
Warner at
podcast.
the mall yesterday, and he had those eyes like, you know what? We just went in the mall bathroom. And it was disgusting. It was rough and
There might have been a black chick watching
in the
next to what
stall
was
next
going
to
on.
him. Anyway,
Is this wiffle ball relevant?
okay,
here we
listen
go.
to me. I want to vote on the basis of history, involvement, playing, just being a good guy, camaraderie. So I love Lucas, and I'm really glad that he came. In 2 or 3 years, could he have a chance to beat Austin? Yeah, I guess he could. I'm going to go with Warner right now. My vote would be with Warner.
I disagree. Austin showed up in 2014, played 2 games, was a first-round pick, and absolutely sucked. He came back this year, had a good year. He coattailed off Caleb. Congrats. Lucas was on Grant's team, made some big plays, went to Nationals, had some big-time hits. Austin went to Nationals too, sat on the bench, smoked cigarettes with me. You tell me what's better. Okay, I'm choosing Lucas. Caleb, Griffin, Austin, Lucas. Who you got in the Sweet 16, Brett?
The number 1 seed.
Griffin Smith.
I got Austin. We're going to go to the next picks. Number 17 seed, my best buddy, Neil Kruzwick, versus number 48 seed, is he smoking a doob, John Hayes.
Well, it took you 3 years, but you finally took John Hayes down as leading the Leroy history in batting average. He's hitting .667 off being 2 for 3 at the plate. Take him down, and finally you did. Yeah, that's a valid question about the doobie thing. You never know what's going on with John Hayes. We golfed with him in high school. I think he went commando for at least 3 matches. We don't know. But Neil Kruzwick's been around. Neil Kruzwick is a champion this past year. He made that infamous run knocking off. Oh yeah, that was you in 2016, wasn't it? Yeah, that was a tough loss, but okay.
Great game.
That was a great game. That was a great game. Neil Kruzwick advances here off the sheer fact that John Hayes won't even understand what you're saying when you send him the information packet.
So true. So true. Go.
I think John Hayes ended up vacating the league because we got in the way of his doobie smoking schedule. Every 2.5 hours, 2 grams, 2 every 2. Anyway, I'm gonna. Neil's a bomber. Neil's a champion. I love Neil, and he's one of the core group of guys that kind of started this whole thing. Tim, Caleb, and all of Tim's friends. So I'm gonna have to go with Neil.
I love Neil. You know what? He's an asshole and he pisses me off, but I love him. And he means a lot to me, man.
I also want to say Neil's gonna go forward because of the sheer fact that he had so much sex this year.
Okay.
That his endorphins are so high.
Notice the reason we're talking about is Brett is on this podcast and it took a whole sexual innuendo. Next move, number 16 seed, Kevin Vroeg. Number 49, John Newcomb. This is an interesting matchup. What do you got for me, Brett?
Kevin is one of my very best friends. He couldn't play with us this year. I love Kevin. He just got engaged. He's a good guy. And he was one of the stepping stones that really helped us in the past few years. I'm going to have to go with Kevin. And I don't really know anything about John. Isn't he is he a ginger? That's Noah.
No, that's
Noah
Noah.
Newcomb.
No.
You remember Noah Newcomb?
No.
I'm sorry.
Oh, mine. You're talking about, never mind. Kevin Vroeg,
You take
owner.
all the chaser? You take all the chasers, so now I got to go straight up? All right.
He was an owner for a few years. Highly touted as one of the best fielders in the NWLA. John Newcomb, member of the Purdue Northwest Pride. Go Pride. How's cross country going? No, I'm kidding. Not good. Kevin will win this one. John didn't show up enough. Did he have night class? Fucking priorities. So Kevin will move on.
Chill out, Jordan. Chill out. John Newcomb was he was into it. Big time Twitter guy. Loved it. Got signed to the Bashers. Was a big player. Kevin Vroeg, I love him. I had a message when he left. I hope he returns. He got engaged. If he moves to Cleveland, I will physically come over there and bitch slap him. He better stay around here. And this is interesting. Caleb, are you coming back to the show? Or are you sucking? Okay. Neil Kruzik, John Hayes, Kevin Vroeg, John Newcomb. Who you got, Sweet 16, Brett?
Oh, man. It's between Neil and Kevin for me.
Oh, really?
Neil is coming off sex, championship, more sex. And Kevin has history here. So my vote will be with Kevin, and I think that a lot of other people's votes will be with Kevin as well.
I'm going to take John Hayes here. Just he has that hacker kind of stoner vibe, so he might actually finagle his way into getting a few extra votes. So I think John Hayes might prevail here.
I'm going to go Neil Kruzik just because I love him. I think Kevin will win. So we're 8 in, 8 out. Let's go last 8 of the final round. This is excitement. Number 9, Sam Stahl. Number 56, Nick. Who the hell are you? Jordan. Caleb.
Well, we got Garbage Man Sam. Had a good year this year, moved his way up. Created a system where we tried to raise money for the league. Everyone stole his beer. So, I mean, that ended up working out really well. But, yeah.
Venmo ya.
AKA the man. I'll Venmo ya. Yeah, we'll just Venmo. Nick Jordan. Honestly, I think I've remembered everybody that's come. I cannot put a face to this dude. I do not know who the hell he is. So from that sheer fact, if I don't know who he is, I'm sure half the league won't. So Sam will advance just from the sheer fact that no one knows who he is.
Brett.
I'm really surprised that Sam is this high.
Excuse me.
Because of his absence the last few years. He's above Andrew Sitter. Am I right?
Yeah.
By 6 spots. That's crazy.
Sitter blew chunks this year. Let's call
No, I know he did.
It's also participation. Sam Stahl's played 65 games and Andrew Sitter's played 46. So
Yeah.
add that up.
You just did for me. I'm definitely gonna go with Sam, and I'm just pleasantly surprised with how much he was involved this year and going forward. I know that he is gonna be on the board. I think.
Who?
Sam.
Yeah, he's leading the grounds committee.
So yeah, he's leading the grounds committee, taking over for me because I did an ass job.
Yeah, you did.
Sam. Go
Sam is 6th in career games
We're
played.
talking about Sam Grimala, right?
Sam Garral. Sam Stahl was 6th in games played, and he only played 3 of the 4 years. I'm aroused. He's leading the league in strikeouts. He does strike out a lot. But you know what? Sam's the man. Nick Jordan was a friend of Matt Dykstra. He ended up getting a injury. Oh, Marty showed up. I'm going to get a handshake out of him. We're in the middle of a podcast. All right. Nick Jordan played once, had an injury to his arm, and that kind of screwed him up. So, next matchup, the winner of this plays number 24, Greg Geerling, versus number 41, Luke Prince, sorry.
Brett, why don't you get us started on this one?
Luke has been a longtime neighbor of mine. Greg has been a longtime neighbor of mine. I don't know what that means, but I'm going with Greg. It was Luke's inaugural year. It was Greg's second year. He's been very involved. He got our podcast avenue started. Love Greg, love his involvement. And I watched his video again of the dinger. And you know what I got to say about Greg? Fuck yes!
Greg Geerling against Luke Prince. Luke Prince made a championship run. The ovens fell short. Nothing. Oh, okay.
Let's just take a flashback now. We should take a flashback and put some of his sections of his podcast earlier in the year. Ovens are gonna go all the way. Number one, number two.
Oh, no, he's no. Greg has been huge for the league. He will be going forward. He's leading the events committee this year. He's going to be doing some good things with the golf outing. I've also heard we're going to have a Leroy board game night, so that's going to be huge. I'm excited for that. So
I'm ready to do it for the Leroy snooker.
I want to play Chutes and Ladders. I don't know about you. Greg's going to move on here easily. And then in the region, I'm going to make a... Why can't I?
I still got to talk.
Oh, I want to hear this.
Number 24, Greg. Number 41, Luke Prince. Luke Prince is that guy that just shows up like he's Prince, like the singer Prince. You know, he thinks he's got swag. He thinks he's that guy. We get it, Luke. Greg's going to win this matchup. We're using his mics right now. We're using his computer. He's a hero. He hits homers. The interesting thing, Sam Stahl, Nick, Greg, Luke. Who wins between Sam and Greg? This is a matchup for the ages. Brett, who you got?
Man. It sounded pretty quiet to me when I was watching. You cracking a cold one with the boys? I'm going to go with Greg.
Sunday's up for the boys.
I'm going to go with Greg. He just cracked a cold with the boys. Next.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Greg. I'm gonna take Greg in this one. Greg's gonna advance.
I'm taking Sam Stahl. F you, Greg.
You've taken. Okay.
Last 4. In these last 4, there's 2 that I like and 2 that I love. Number 25, Alan the Myth, the Legend. Everything about him is iconic. Miskowski. Versus number 40, Zach Hoosman. Maybe Heisman, maybe Hoosman. Caleb, who you got? 25 versus 40.
I loved Allen because he was really good. I hated him because he thought he was the personal pitching coach for every player that came to Leroy. He was working on your mechanics, your arm delivery, your speed. He was trying to show you new pitches. Like, dude, I'm just trying to throw the ball. So Heisman came in and he threw the ball really hard. Well, Greg, you need it. So notice the person who makes that joke asks for the most advice. But okay. Zach Heisman fell into the trucker's curse, the trucker's disease. He didn't win many games. I mean, he tried, but I mean, it was just 2, 1, 2. All right, 2. 3. It's 3 and 7. Allen wins this one, I think.
Hit me, Brett.
Alan the man, the myth, the legend. Miskowski. I like Zach, and I know Tim is going to vote for Zach because he
Absolutely not.
He reached down to the dark depths of hell where the trucker sat, and he tried to pull him up.
You know what Zach told me during the
And he said,
playoffs?
I'll get you 3 wins.
You know what he
bud."
told me during the playoffs? Hey, I'm gonna tone it down a bitch. I got to pitch for Trinity this year.
Yeah, and Trinity's good now.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about your college team. This is wiffle ball.
That's a profound statement. Anyway, I still think that Allen will have it. I like history. I like those guys that were here in the
Oh yeah.
you know, the guys that were here in the beginning when we built it and they came.
Allen's my hero. I reached out to him. He might come off and on next year. He's like 40. I want him
Percent or 40 years old.
40 years old. I want him to come. I want him to come and get lit the fuck up. You know what I mean?
Like, what are we talking?
Like not high, but like he's gonna pitch and we're gonna stomp him. Yes. Whoa. Alan, did you count Coach Marty Rizala? Whoa. We're going full circle here, boys.
I want him to come back just from the sheer fact to watch him with Tapper. Tapper has a hateful vendetta.
Well, Alan's cousins with Drew, who is marrying my sister. So me and you are sort of related. I got Alan going. He's a champion. He won MVP that year. Let's move on. The last two, I love both these guys. I love one a lot, and I really wish he was here. Number 8 seed, Matt Dykstra. Number 57 seed, James Hayworth. Caleb, start us off.
I don't have much to say about this one. Matt's going to win this one. We need to get our owners meeting going.
James Hayworth. The dirty lefty. He's showing a lot of some upward trends.
The movie Up?
Yeah. He's
Fair
like
enough.
hopping on those balloons and he's taking it. Matt's gonna win, but I like James. Dude, I would pick him up.
James is going to be good next year.
Take
He's
him on
sleeper
a date.
pick. Austin Gibson, James Hayworth, sleeper pick. Matt Dykstra is my hero.
Sleeper.
Oh, I love him.
Sleep.
He goes to school in Dort, which is fucking stupid. It makes you question his intelligence. It actually makes you question his intelligence. Why the hell would you go to a school in the middle of Iowa?
Where did you go to school?
I didn't go to school. I would rather not go to school than go to a school like Dort.
I feel you.
Let's pay $40,000 to go to a fuck-up school like Dort, get a degree that no one gives a shit about.
Have a baby before we're a junior.
That's right. Hey, the quicker you make them, the quicker they make you money. Harlan's gonna make me money in 5 years. Listen, I'm gonna put her on a mower.
So that means his IRA is already getting going?
Alan, Zach, Matt, James. Who you got? Sweet 16. Final pick. Caleb.
Matt Dykstra.
Matt Dykstra.
I got Matt too. It's been great. You're gonna see us in the Sweet 16. I love you guys. Go out and vote. That's it. Thanks to Greg, Jared, Brett, Eric for coming on the show. Caleb sticking with me through all 4 of them. It's been great. It's a good bracket. We'll see you soon.
CB Radios.